Nama Shiva. Om Nama Shiva. We've commenced the second part of Mantra Yoga 2. This series will fine-tune the practice of japa or repetition of God's name so that we can dive much more completely into this essential spiritual practice. We've titled this Meditative Japa. Now, what is meditative japa? Is just a kind of a play of words. Is it doing japa meditatively or doing, you can say, japa meditatively? It's just a play of words? No. To understand meditative japa, first you will have to understand the mind, the metaphysical concept of the mind. I'm not talking about the neurological or the biological, or we know that we have a brain, etc., etc. But that is we're talking about the brain and the neurons. We are talking to understand the mind in its metaphysical aspect. You'll have to understand it as vast, extremely vast, and your mind and my mind and all minds are part of that. So now, what is that great big mind? We have a modern research has just barely scratched the surface of what the mind really is. So metaphysics, what is metaphysics? Metaphysics is the abstract, you can say, things like being, space, time, knowing, etc. Trying to find the ultimate principles, or the first principles of what is being, what is time, what is space, what is knowing, what is mind, etc. In India, we have had great sages speaking about the metaphysics of the mind. Okay. Now remember, we are going to start using Swami Vivekananda's examples of the metaphysics. Now, if you look at this, you see a storm brewing and the waves being lashed. Generally, yes, this is what we have seen and what we have known also. If nobody has really seen it in actuality, it is, of course, known. Now take this whole picture, that kind of churning, waving waves all around, and there's a kind of, the skies all kind of in upheaval, and that is also making the waters upheaved. And then this is the mind. Okay. Now this is the mind. My God, we do not know. Yes. So Swami Vivekananda has, in one of his hymns to Shiva, has given this: I salute mind, which has its support in Shiva, but has lost its pristine perfection and assumed misshapen forms. I salute mind in which all the impresses of the past are blowing like a furious tempest, stirring up energies violently like waters lashed into furious waves, in which flows ceaselessly the dual current of the sense of I and thou. I worship Shiva, in whom ideas of cause and effect, thoughts and impresses, and countless varied forms become the real one. I worship him in whom, when the wind of change is calmed, there is neither within nor without. I worship him who is the perfect stillness of mind. Okay. Now, this is the description of a mind which had its support in reality, in Shiva, but it has lost its pristine nature, and because it is divorced from Shiva, from the reality, it has taken misshapen forms. So this idea of the mind taking this various forms is this. It has taken various forms. Okay. And what happens is we are out of touch of reality. And this is what makes the mind what it is now. The idea is to revert back, take the mind back and join it to that its pristine perfection, its old state. And how do we do that? We do it through japa. Now there are two things that you must have noticed in Swami Vivekananda's words, and that is, in which flows ceaselessly the dual current of the sense of I and thou. In this whole mind stuff, which includes the space and the waters and everything, there are the dual currents of I and thou, I and you. Okay. It is in the mind, both I and you. Secondly, all the impresses of the past. So what he's saying, I salute mind in which all the impresses of the past are blowing like furious tempest. So there is something called the impressions, called the samskaras. So these samskaras are blowing like a furious tempest, and in that whole mind stuff, there is a dual current of I and thou, or thou and I. Okay. Now, what is this? Yeah, you and I. But this is what we find, that it's everywhere. The I is always linked with the you, always. And the you is always linked with the I. Inevitable. You just cannot get away from this. You cannot have an I as I only. There will be a you always. There will be, as we speak, there will be something subjective and there will be something objective. There's a subject and object. The object cannot exist without a subject, and subject cannot exist without the object. Okay, this is clear. So there are these dual currents in the mind. Now the waters have become calm. Apart from all the furious tempest that we have seen, it is becoming calm. There is now flashing only the object and the subject, the I and the you. Always is there. Always. Now, how do we manage this? Now, in various yogas, you will find that there is, in Jnana Yoga, there is something called always the dominance of the sense of I. In Bhakti Yoga, there is a sense of, you can say, you. In Karma Yoga, it is always you. So here it is. You have the you, the objective. Bhakti Yoga deals more with this objective you. You are God, or you are reality, I love you, and this and that, you. Karma Yoga also is you are exercising your body and the mind and etc. into working with your hands and the feet or whatever, with your sense organs. So you have something called you. In Jnana Yoga, it is a sense of I. Now it is more dominant on this I. Who am I? Who am I? Find it out. In Raj Yoga, we also have this something called try to find out, try to control the mind through the higher mind. Okay, this is that Raj Yoga. It is not that Bhakti Yoga exclusively is in the you and the Karma Yoga is exclusively, it is part of what, but it is more dominant on this side. Bhakti Yoga and Karma Yoga is on the you, on the I, there is always more dominant Jnana Yoga and Raja Yoga. In Mantra Yoga covers both, more or less equally, you and I. Okay, it is more pervasive, it is more comprehensive. So you will have the dominance on both the sides, both the I and you. Now understand this you and I, they are these dual currents in the mind, in the metaphysical mind. Now when you're talking about metaphysical understanding of the mind, it includes the cosmic mind as well as the individual mind. This whole mind can be seen from the cosmic standpoint. The whole cosmic mind is undergoing this I and you, this dual current, along with all the storm that's rising. From the cosmic standpoint, you can see it's like this. From the individual standpoint also, if you see, it is also like this. In the individual mind, you have something called the I, it is therein. And there is also the you. But I say that it is you outside. Here it is outside, there. It's there. No. Your perception of the outside is actually happening inside. A thing may be outside, but the perception is always inside. Always. So there is an internal perception of both I know I am existing. At the same time, I know this, I'm seeing this outside. So this I and you also. At the same time, we have all these. I'm trying to meditate and hundreds of thoughts come out. Where did these thoughts come from? All these stupid things. 20 years ago, I did something, I said something, that thing is still coming around. Why? So you have no control over this. It's like a storm. You have no control over the storm. You have to weather the storm. Now, how do you weather the storm? How do you control the whole thing? Yes, again through mantra japa. That is the best and the best, easiest way. Now, when you say you and I, like we are doing the japa, okay? It is objective and subjective. To put it more precisely, it is outside and inside. You always feel the I is more internal and then the you, isn't it? It's always like that. It is a kind of a feeling that we have. I have been trying to explain to people that try to do japa through the heart, and I've always concentrated on trying to make you all understand that it is here that you have to visualize the deity. It is here you have to understand this idea of fear. What happens is we constantly look here. We think here, and we don't think at the back of the head. You notice something? It's always here. And when we are meditating or doing japa, we are doing it here. What happens there? We are used to thinking like this here. And secondly, people have been preaching, yeah, this is the third eye, this is the pineal gland, it is this and it is that, Agnya Chakra. And so we have been comfortable here, and initially it is very easy. But it is easy, it cannot be sustained for a long time. You try to meditate here, you won't be able to sustain it. So there's a trick. The trick is, What is it? When we are meditating and doing japa objectively in the you section, we are doing it from here. It is outside. It is somewhere here. When you're meditating, it's always somewhere here, in front of your face or here. When you're doing it through the I, it is actually here. How can you do that? See, the I is felt all over the body. It's felt all over the mind, but it is felt more here in the heart. If you notice, suppose you start doing japa on the sense, with the sense of I. Now, how do we do that with the sense of I? It's just impossible. Yes. There comes a time as you're practicing japa, from the outside it is reflected inside. You identify your I, which is everywhere in the body, all, but it is felt here. The sense of I also is felt all over the body, but it is felt more here in the heart. So as you identify your I with the mantra, and the mantra is the name of the deity, God, then what happens is that mantra is now vibrating all over your body and mind, but it is felt here in the heart. What happens is, once this center is opened, anahata, there are these subtle nerve currents that are rising up from here, going to the throat and then to the forehead, etc. So until and unless this doorway here is not opened and your japa does not enter through this doorway, the anahata, the heart center, it is very difficult to sustain japa objectively here. As this thing opens here, the heart center, then the japa and you and all the energies move upwards. It opens up this center here, rises up higher and higher and higher. When you come down to this center in a subjective, in the I way, then you can do japa continuously. It becomes smooth, it becomes fast, it becomes pervasive. You feel your whole body is doing japa. Got this? And since the individual mind is also part of the cosmic mind, you will feel your mantra vibrating everywhere in the whole of the mind, cosmic mind as well as in the individual mind. It's a tremendous state. So that is why I have been trying to emphasize, try to do it here. I have been emphasizing this because I know that this is the more deeper aspect of japa. When you can do this here, then it becomes meditative japa. If you are doing japa here with all this consciousness here, you are using your brain and neurons, etc., here. That will give you concentration, but it will not be sustained for a long time. If you do it from here, it will go on and on and on and on. Even when you are doing other things, working, walking, talking, this thing will constantly be there with you. You will be in a constant meditative japa state. Why? Because now you have joined a mantra with the I. And the I is not going to go away so easily. It's always there. So you are constantly doing japa. So we wonder when we hear people, they are doing 10,000 or 20,000 japa. How did they do this? They do it through that meditative consciousness, meditative awareness. They have identified, they have joined the I with the mantra. And remember, the mantra is nothing but God's name, and the mantra itself is another form of God. The moment you have identified your I with God, what happens is that furious tempest that huge, you can say, storm that is rising in the mind, that had its root in the I, the old I. In the new I, when the new I is identifying with Shiva, with God, in its pristine perfection, that whole tempest, that whole storm will quiet down. This is the tremendous fact. The old I and you has brought within itself that storm. Now the new I, which is now identified with the mantra with Shiva, has cut that whole storm. All that storm will become calm. There is then just a feeling of I am a part of God, or I am a child of God. So I will be identified with my ancient identification with Shiva. So this is the best way to control the mind. People say, how do I control the mind? This is the way. So how do we mature it? How do we mature that sense of mantra japa from this year? As you keep on doing japa over and over and over and over again, what happens is, you will find it first year, then you will find it emerging from somewhere here, then you will find it emerging from somewhere here, and then later on you will find it emerging from here. Okay. This is one of the reasons why I emphasize also to think of the meaning of the mantra. The word, the sound of the mantra, the meaning of the mantra, and the visualization. This will give that mantra a depth. It will get inside. Once that consciousness from here flips down to here, an amazing change comes over you. Amazing. You will find no difficulty at all in having that automatic japa. You don't even have to try. Your I, which is now the real I, which is identified with Shiva, will keep on and on. As long as you're conscious of the I, it will be consciously doing the japa over and over and over and over and again. It's not going to interfere with you. And that sense of I belonging to Shiva takes over. You know now that I am immortal, I am beyond all death, I am beyond all forms of physicality. I am that spiritual. This is the awakening of the spiritual I. It is also called awakening of dhi, of buddhi, etc., whatever in the scriptures. This is meditative japa. And as you keep on, that's why reason why, as you keep on doing japa, you must be able to switch it on here. So we will try this practice, okay, slowly. We can sit down straight, please. Just be comfortable wherever you are. If you are sitting on the chair, where you are sitting on the kind of floor or on the seat, whatever, sit down. Close your eyes, please. Become aware of your breath. Just watch it. Now become aware of your eyes looking at that screen of the mind. Your eyes behind the eyelids. The eyelids are like that screen, and you are watching that screen. It doesn't matter what you see on the screen. Your two eyes are watching that screen. Now watch that same screen with your mind's eye. You'll say, what is this mind's eye? It is a place just in the center of your head, as it were. Deep inside, there is a part of you which is now aware of the two eyes as well as aware of the screen. Don't visualize your eyes, feel your eyes. How do you feel your eyes? You can feel your eyeballs moving. That means you are, as it were, standing behind this movement and watching that movement of the eyeballs. And at the same time, you're watching that screen, which is the closed eyelids. So become aware of the eyeballs moving. The eyeballs will move whenever there is even a slightest thought. This is generally human consciousness, centered here. Now we are going to switch that consciousness. While you are here, just repeat Om Nama Shiva. Om Nama Shiva. Om Nama Shiva. If you notice, all your consciousness is right near your eyes, near your nose, and near your mouth. Repeat silently, Om Nama Shiva. Now repeat it audibly, please. Om Nama Shivaya. And you can open your eyes for a while and watch the screen where we have the picture of Shiva. Om Nama Shivaya. This is the objective mind. Om Nama Shivaya. Now keep on watching this picture and now repeat Om Namah Shivaya inaudibly. Now close your eyes and keep on repeating while seeing that image of Shiva in the mind. As you keep on repeating it inaudibly, you can open your eyes for a brief moment, look at the image of Shiva, keep on chanting the mantra. Now close your eyes, please. Keep on chanting Om Namah Shiva. Now feel your chest expanding and contracting with each Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Do it at your own pace. As you are doing Om Namah Shivaya at your own breathing space, harmonize it with your breath, please. Now try to feel that image of Shiva all over your body. You can feel either Shiva is in you or you are in Shiva. Shiva is there all inside you. Keep on inaudibly chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Feel Shiva inside you. If you're feeling any difficulty, you can open your eyes briefly. Again, watch the screen. Look at that picture of Shiva. Close your eyes and see that whole picture there within you. Your face is the face of Shiva. Your head is the head of Shiva. Your arms and chest are the arms and chest of Shiva. Your legs and torso are but Shivas. Feel Shiva all over. Okay, slowly now stop visualizing. Take a long deep breath. Open your eyes. You get the idea. Shiva, as it were, is there inside you, all around. Because the sense of I is all over you. And this I is identifying with Shiva. So Shiva is there all over you. As you keep on doing this, feel as it were that you are either in Shiva or Shiva is in you. Something like that. You are, as it were, immersed in Shiva. Then what happens is this I will start being felt more and more here in the heart. And this will flash open. And as this flash opens, you will find everything as Shiva there. It's a tremendous state of feeling. No longer you have to concentrate, my Shiva is in the heart only. No, Shiva is everywhere. The picture of Shiva, the image of Shiva, all your hands and legs and feet and everything is nothing but Shiva's hands and feet and legs. The name is constantly being vibrating in you. So the name and the form, you are completely immersed in that sense of Shiva. Now for today we are using Shiva, Om Nama Shiva. If you have a particular chosen ideal, your Ishta, use that mantra and use that image. If you have a liking to a particular god or a goddess, use that name and use that figure. But feel that figure or the image and the name you are immersed in it. If you can do that, you have come down to the sense of doing japa with the sense of I. And then you don't have to think, is it here, is it here? It is everywhere. Especially it will be felt here. And then the whole thing will flash. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
Om Nama Shiva means I salute Shiva?
Yes, salutations to Shiva. Okay. So, we will not be meeting next Saturday. Obviously, we have given that kind of arrangement. And the next Saturday's class on 2nd October will be shifted to the 1st of October. So, please remember. Next Saturday, I will be in San Diego for a talk there. And then, yes, 2nd October is Mahatma Gandhi's birthday, Saturday. So we'll do it on the 1st of October. And then subsequently, we will have it on Saturdays only. It's only for this particular one Friday of October that we are doing it. Om Shanti.
3 questions came, 4 questions.
Okay. Yeah. I see twofold asampragnata, asamprayoga and ishta deva samprayoga. Twofold. You see, you must ask questions about the particular practices we are doing. Okay. As mentally reciting Om Namah Shiva, another name of Shiva keeps interfering. What other name of Shiva? Repeat that also. Doesn't matter. Is that normal? The mantra was Om Sarvangaya Namaha. You keep on doing Om Sarvangaya Namaha. Is any mantra for success in entrance examination? Yes. There is a mantra. Work hard. So that is a mantra. Work hard, concentrate, study, and you will be successful in it. My mantra is Om. Okay. Can I use this with a mantra just like? Oh yes, the mantra that you have, you don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell anyone else. That's a sacred mantra, so you keep it. So you can use your particular mantra that you like or that has been given to you. Can we do this even if during the initiation of a guru said we should meditate on the Ishta Devata? Yes. Slowly you will find your Ishta Devata, which is all over the body, now in the heart. Because you will feel your I, as it were, radiating from the heart and going out all over the place. So you can do this. In fact, it will be very helpful. Does Vedanta Center provide mantra japa initiation to new devotees? Oh yes, we do give initiation. Swami Sarvadevananda is the Swami who initiates you in mantra. Alexis says, thank you. Okay. What exact mean Om Namah Shivaya? Yeah, it means salutations to Shiva. Shiva means that which is auspicious. Okay. So that is personalized in the form of this Shiva that we know. So salutations to Shiva. These guidance okay, thank you. Will they continue in every session? Yes, they will continue in every session, that is every Saturday, except again I said tomorrow and after that.
Tomorrow?
Sorry, the next on the 25th.
That's it.
25th, next Saturday, we are going to have a small break, and then on the 1st of October we will have, and then subsequently every Saturday we will be having it. So this is the second part of the series that we are doing on Mantra Japa. Okay. Thank you. Favorite mantra? Yes, go ahead. Swamiji, to identify if a heart chakra is open or Agnya, how to maintain higher chakra. First, you open your heart chakra, Anahata. That opening is like a doorway you enter through the subtle nadis, and then it will open the Vishuddha, and from there it will open the Agnya. It has to go through that subtle nerve. Otherwise, you are going through the ordinary physical nerves, which will be strenuous, which will give you a strain. So open your higher centers through this. Okay, otherwise you will have to break open these iron doors, which is not possible. This is a kind of easy door. It's a wooden door. Just smash it in. Okay. Any book to read about Yogi Shiva? Oh, there are so many books to read about him. Yeah. So, but if you are interested in the books on deep meditation, etc., I would recommend reading Swami Vivekananda's books on the 4 yogas. Or you can use Raja Yoga. So, Swami Vivekananda was an incarnation of Shiva. Om Shanti 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 Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.